Good afternoon, everyone. I'm really happy to be here. My name is Helene Gold. I am a faculty librarian and liaison to the humanities and TCC Online, and I'll be speaking with you today about how to link subscription library content into your Canvas courses. Content includes electronic articles, ebooks, and electronic videos from our subscription collections. So I'm going to demonstrate, starting with Canvas, going into the databases to search for content, what the link looks like, how to incorporate the link into your Canvas content area, and then how to find some support materials in our research guides after the webinar has ended, and if you have any questions. So this is me. I have been at TCC for 3.5 years. I've been an academic librarian for almost 20, and I am always happy to answer any questions or comments that you have about incorporating electronic materials into your Canvas courses. Okay, so Canvas. This is my course shell from the class that I taught for the first summer express session, and the way that I set up my course is with modules. So each lesson for student is a module. This is what you read, this is your discussion board, and this is the assignment. So the way that I have it set up is sort of in chronological order of how students do their work. So what you will do, what I highly recommend is, if you're not using the module format, to create a module that is specifically set up for library content, or create a module that is linked as such. And obviously you can create a module by clicking on the Add Module button, and then once you've got your module identified, then you want to add a content area, and each module will have a plus sign above it. You will then choose Content Page. You will call your content page something. We can call it, we can call it Library Materials, and click Add Item, and now you have a content page for library materials. So on every content page, regardless of where you put it, regardless of where it is in your Canvas course, every content page has editing tools that look exactly like this. This is the editing toolbar for you to add text and change the text, to create hyperlinks. You can embed images. But today what we're going to be focusing on exclusively is how to authenticate subscription sources from the library. And this can be problematic because when you start at the library homepage and click on something, it automatically authenticates you through a login process. I'll show you what that looks like. So here, when you have the URL from the database, when you know what you want to embed, you'll use this little blue upside down arrow that says More External Tools, and this is where you will embed a library resource link, or if you have a film from the database Films on Demand, it is unique to that database. Ensemble Video I'm skipping. We don't actually have this collection, so I'm skipping over it. You can embed a video from this database directly into Canvas so that it plays directly in the Canvas shell. It doesn't link out. And I'll show you what this all looks like in just a moment. So what we're going to do is start at the library. And to get to the library from the main page, Academics Library. And here what we'll do is we'll go into the databases, and this is the moment where you authenticate if you were to go directly from the library into databases, and it will ask you to authenticate. So we'll log in. I don't want to change my password. And we'll get the list of all of our 140-ish library databases that are subscription only to TCC. So the first thing I'm going to demonstrate is how to embed an ebook or an article from one of our EBSCO databases. Most of our databases come from EBSCO or Gale, and each one has a permalink that you will use, and I'll show you what that looks like. So when we're in the database, you will have to find the full text of the article or the ebook that you're looking for. I was recently working with a student who is doing research on fourth wave feminism, and we identified a variety of materials, so I thought I would use that as a sample today. And we'll just go ahead and click on search, and you will notice that not everything in this database is full text. Most of our databases are entirely full text. This one has selected full text. If it's not here, it may be in another database. But the article that I was using for the student I was just working with was this one from the New Statesman magazine. And you see that it has both the HTML and the PDF linked. So when I click on the article, you'll see that there is a standard URL, which does have part of the authenticated, a part of the address that demonstrates that it's from TCC, but you don't want to grab the URL from your tool, from the browser toolbar. What you want is the permalink. Almost every database that we have, somewhere on the item record has a permalink. And what this does, and it's a shorter URL, you can see it's different from the one in your browser URL box. This will allow us to authenticate directly to this item record without the student having to log in again. So what you do is you grab the permalink, copy it, choose from the pull-down menu that we looked at in Canvas, embed a library resource link, and then you'll get this menu. Paste your link. You can put in the title, or you can put in whatever you want, read this now, read this later, whatever you want it to be, and then you click embed. And then we click save. So what your student will see, if we go into settings and the student view, your student will see, oh, I didn't make it live, sorry. I'm going to leave student view. If I had made it live, I didn't publish it and make it live. Actually, I think I'm going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to publish it because I want you to see it. So it's published, and now I'm going to go back. Student view, and now it should be live, and there it is. So from the student view, the student will see that this is the library material content page that you created, and within the content page is the link that I just added, and what they will see from home or from on campus when they click on it, I don't know why that happened. That should not happen, and I apologize. So let me see if I can open it in a new window. Interesting. This was just working from my office. So what should happen is it should bring you right here, ideally, and it was working the other day. I will find out why it is not working the moment of my live webinar, which of course it would happen right now. Why wouldn't it? And I will follow up. But this was working just the other day. It might be a browser issue. It might be any number of network errors. Yeah. So I will follow up on this. Actually, Amit from TCC Online is here right now. Do we want to try to troubleshoot it while we're here, or should we move on? I'll move on, and I apologize for that, but that is not ideal, and that should generally that should not happen. Okay, so looking at electronic videos. We're back here in the database list on the library database page, and we have an extensive video collection of about 70,000 titles of documentary, educational, historic films. Everything from Charlie Chaplin to environmental science to TED Talks. We have a variety of materials here. So here, I was working with a faculty member recently, and this is just for the Films on Demand database, because like I showed you before, let me leave the student view. Here, when we edit and we put in a link, the Films on Demand option is here because it is the only one that allows you to view a video within Canvas directly. I am optimistic that it will work during this demonstration. We will soon find out. So the video I was helping him with was volcanoes. And he had asked me if we had a particular title, and to look at the full title list, we'll click on Full Titles. And the title that he was interested in was Ring of Fire. And here, when we click on this, you can see that the video is ready to play within the website, and you can link to this page through the process that we just used to link to the article, because this has a permalink, and here it's called record URL. So this is a permalink that is equivalent to the link that we just saw in the EBSCO database. However, Films on Demand is unique in that it has the ability to be viewed in Canvas without linking back to the database. And how that's done is by searching the title of the video in the tool. So I know that this is the title of my video. I will go ahead and copy it. I'm going to click on Films on Demand, and what it wants to know is it allows me to search Films on Demand through this link, and you'll see that's our video, and all you simply need to do here is click Embed. And there it is. I think that I might get rid of this title while we're here, so I'll go ahead and get rid of that. I'm going ahead and save this. I'm going to, looks like it's published. I'm going to nervously go back to the student view, and I am going to see what we see. All right, so there is my video. It looks like it's ready to play, and when I click on play, there is my video. And I'll go ahead and mute that, but there's my video. So this one is working fine, and now a student can watch a movie from Films on Demand right within Canvas and not have to leave their course shell. So that's really quite interesting, and I think that that works pretty well. Okay, do we have any questions so far from the attendees? Yep, so the question is, what if we only want a few minutes from a feature-length video? And that's called a segment. And from Films on Demand, one of the things that I did when I was searching Films on Demand was I immediately clicked on full titles to bypass the segments. So each segment is its own linkable video. So if you just wanted this 2-minute and 57-second segment, then you would click on that, and you would search for volcanoes. I think you would search Dead or Alive, because that's the name of the segment. But let's go ahead and try that while we're here. I haven't tried it, but I'm curious now. So let me leave student view. Let me go back to edit this. I'm going to go ahead and delete what's here. Search Films on Demand and see, and there it is. No, that's not it. Actually, let me do this. Let me search the title of, sorry, let me search the title, which is Volcanoes, Earth Heartbeat. This is segment number 3. So there it is. So, I'm sorry, the name of the segment was Volcano, Earth's Heartbeat, and then the title of the film was Dead or Alive. So that is the segment. And then when you embed, it'll just embed that 3-minute segment. So you can do that, which is really quite helpful, especially when describing just a particular, a small concept, a very distinct piece of information. That would be really helpful. Yep, okay, great. Okay, so I want to also just demonstrate what this looks like in some of our different databases, and I want to show you an example of an ebook. We have a large encyclopedia collection from the Gale Virtual Reference Library, and this comes from our Gale vendor, and it looks very similar to EBSCO, looks very similar to Films on Demand in that it will have a permalink. So if I went to volcanoes here, and I wanted to include this chapter from the Environmental Science and Context book, I would just go ahead and click on the title of the chapter that I want to link, And you'll see here that there is no permalink listed on the page. There's a citation link down here, but the way Gale does it is as a bookmark. So unfortunately, each company each database presents the permalink differently. So it's, they're all competing products. They all have unique ways of presenting their information, but one is permalink, one was, what was the video database, was like the content link, record link. This one is called bookmark. Unfortunately, there's no standardization among this, but this is where the URL would be. And then you would copy, go into your content area, embedding a library resource link, pasting the URL, and then whatever you want to call it would be the ebook, and then here it is. Actually, I'm going to hold my breath again and see, oh, whoops, I need to stay because I didn't save it. Let me save it. I'm just curious to see if this works. So I'm going to go to Settings, I'm going to go to Student View, and this is a good way of troubleshooting what just happened. So let's see if my ebook works. It doesn't. So there's something going on with the link authentication tool. So I will check with Shelley Schmucker, who helps troubleshoot these matters, and get back to you about why that's happening. Okay. The last thing that I'm going to show you, actually before I move on, any questions from participants about sort of the basic way this works of finding the link, pasting the link in? Okay, it's pretty cut and dry. Okay, so on the library page we have a research guide for faculty, and many of you are familiar with our research guides for our students that provide one-stop shopping for the research assignment in the class for that semester. So oh, here we all are, and you'll see each of the areas, the subject areas that are taught at TCC are represented here. So for example, for our English ENC 1101 college composition, many of the papers are based on hot topics such as providing arguments for and against, presenting evidence-based papers, and often students choose popular topics. So we choose, of the 140 databases, those that are useful for that assignment. And just like we choose materials that are appropriate for students in their work, we have also chosen help guides and materials for faculty in supporting you in embedding materials and navigating through all of our electronic collections. So you'll see there's a welcome message, our hours are here, information about databases, our information literacy program, working on the plagiarism and copyright portion, but incorporating library resources to Canvas. This walks you through the process that I just demonstrated. So when we go to this tab, it shows the link that you would choose in the editing tool for the content area, and either embedding a library resource or film on demand. And for each of these, I've provided some instruction, copying the URL in, how to troubleshoot, not using the URL in the browser because it will time you out. A few more step-by-step instructions for how to do this, what the permalink looks like in EBSCO that we just looked at. JSTOR calls it a stable URL, yet a fourth way of describing what this is. Here's Gale, and it is at the bottom of the article. So we saw that briefly. The URL at the bottom of the article is the bookmark. So instead of clicking on bookmark, you can just scroll down to the bottom and snag it from there. And if you have any questions, of course, you can just call us at 8383. It's probably the best way, since there's a librarian on the desk. Every minute the library is open, and we're always at 8383, so we're always available. That about sums up the process of finding material to link, how to link the material, and then troubleshooting unexpected glitches that may arise when we are trying to embed that material, which I will try to resolve as quickly as I can. So thank you so much for attending this afternoon. I really appreciate it. I use Canvas a lot. I teach in Canvas almost every semester, so I'm happy to be a resource and to answer any questions that you might have. Have a lovely afternoon.